I'm Ariane. Welcome to Truth Be Told. It's been a hot minute. I do apologize. Life has been crazy, but I just wanted to mention a brand new book that I've got. I do still need to read, I believe it's called A Woman's Highest Calling. I'm going to skip that to the front of the line, push it to the front of the line rather than like try and, I apologize. I'm going to move it up on my TBR. So I found this book at a local Christian bookstore. It's called Life Principles from the Women of the Bible, Speaking Boldly to the Women of Today. This is book 1. I was going to get book 2 as well, but I thought I better wait and make sure I like this book before I get book 2. So this book has Eve, Sarah, Miriam, Rahab, Ruth, Hannah, Esther, the virtuous woman, Mary and Martha, Mary, the mother of Jesus, and the bride of Christ, which you know the bride of Christ is the church, the body of Christ, not a church. It is the followers of Jesus that are called the bride of Christ. So male and female, okay? It's not a building. It's not a denomination, etc. So this is a 12-week Bible study about the struggles we all have being submissive to God's design. Excuse me. Learn from those women who learned the ideals of inner beauty, surrender, and servanthood over time. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, probably, and maybe even within ourselves, a Jezebel spirit, not just being loose morally, but just a rebellion or being too argumentative or, not being submissive to our husband. I've noticed a greater amount of women whom are dressing inappropriately for churches, and if they're dressing like that for church, I can only imagine, and trust me, I don't want to, how they're dressing on a day-to-day. So bringing in modesty, our attitude, and I've noticed that the Marxist feminist, and I'm not being political, I'm just saying the spirit of rebellion is in that Marxist feminist attitude, and I've noticed that a great deal. But I've also noticed that there's less happiness in women. So I'm really curious to see what the lessons are, how they're built up, how it's broken down, and there are 3 authors: Wayne Barber, Eddie Rasnake, Rasnake, I don't know if that's the pronunciation, and Richard Shepard. I'm very, very curious. I want to get started on this. If anyone has, this is very nice. It has a timeline. So I don't know if you can see it right here. I'm very curious to see how it's broken down and what is recommended. It feels as though, and it seems as though, based on what I've seen, I've observed it, men have taken a step back. Women have come forward and taken the place as the head of household, wearing the pants in the family when they shouldn't be. The men need to take their place. So right now it feels as though things are out of order. Also, children are out of order because they're not getting the discipline that they need. So I'm really curious to see actually what is in this, because these are all things that women are having to deal with. And I'm concerned as a parent for the men, the next generation, the men coming up who are currently working on their careers, who will eventually be ready to get married. Are there going to be Christian women available for those men? So if you don't know, I do have a son. However, I also have a brother. He's younger than I am. I have a younger brother who is wanting to marry a particular woman, but he's not saved. So even though he wants the traditional Christian wife, he's not a Christian husband. So a Christian woman cannot marry him. She would be unequally yoked. My son, when the time comes, is a Christian. He is saved, so he will need a Christian woman, but not a cultural Christian woman. He needs a biblical Christian woman. And that does not align with culture today, which is why I mentioned cultural Christian. If you're confused, let me know. I'll do a video on that. Please let me know if you've ever heard of this book, if you've actually done the study in this, and if I need to buy book 2. But I'm going to start this today, so I'll obviously start with Eve. I also want to point out, because I'm curious to see if these authors mention it, there are 2 ways that Eve and Adam fell away from their salvation. If you know the answer, please leave the comment. And if nobody guesses it, then I'll put it in the description box. Anyways, thank you very much for your time, and I will talk to you later.